89 on up, homies, the show where you gon' get Cali history. It's told with respect and dignity. Spoken by Jihad so vividly. He's taking over the industry, giving y'all some download imagery. Damn you, if you ain't hitting them likes, come on, subscribe. Check out the channel and I bet it will make you decide to tune in every chance you get. It's lit, and some of y'all can learn a bit from this gangster shit.
YouTube, what it do, loved ones? You know the motto, if you can, after the story, go over there, hit us with a like, which is a thumbs up, and that'll let us know we kicking our stuff. I want to thank the homeboy G League Deuce for the intro from the legendary Mental historical hip-hop album, Banging on Wax. You can reach him on Instagram at Solid From Day One. YouTube, what it do, loved ones? The homegirl asked me, she said, I hear about a little Hawk, I hear about a baby Hawk, but what's up with Big Hawk? Is he a down, active, or a down, solid, lovable big homeboy? Who is he to the Inglewood blood community? Have I ever ran across him, and if so, how did I get acquainted with running across the homeboy? So to answer the homegirl question to the best of my ability is I heard of Big Hawk from Crenshaw Mafia, but I really came up in person with Big Hawk, the big homeboy from Inglewood, Crenshaw Mafia, Bottomville, in like the 90s, homie. And how I meet him is the YGs of the blood car from different blood communities. We had started a transition of feeling ourselves, homie, in certain turfs. And what I mean by feeling ourselves is we start adopting cocky attitudes towards one another, homie. You know, not being so happy of each other's presence and company reside in one another's turfs, homie. It had got to the point to where homies didn't even really care for too many outside entities, whether if they was bloods serving in certain homies' hoods. Certain homies felt like they was taking off the hood plate, and then when the homies get bust on or go to war, very few of these dudes are side by side and get cracking with the homies. But a lot of these dudes that did reside and hang out with us did get cracking. But we were so burnt out in our youthful time that we really wouldn't speak up for each other. If we knew it was a homie solid and another homie come along with some Bo Billy type style, we wouldn't really speak up like, hold on, blood, that's the homeboy. Get that nigga a pass, nigga, you tripping. We was kind of more like in a burnt out mind frame setting up. Blood, let that nigga go through and see what he gonna do for himself, homie, before somebody intervened, homie. And a lot of time that was immaturity role play, because that immaturity of us not intervening all the time caused major set trips and fallout throughout the blood community in different pockets of the Los Angeles, homie. So at this time of the transition, homie, we got a homie that come home from the county jail. He come home from the penitentiary, homie. And he in that mindset, he want to hustle and ain't really feeling other homies hustling. And plus, he not knowing other homies inside the turf like we do, homie. And we not doing the proper introduction that you supposed to do to ease the tension for some of these homies, dog. So with this being said, how this story is coming together on how I meet the big homeboy, Big Hawk Crenshaw Mafia, and get a real notice of him, is that when the homie fall home, we got homies from Crenshaw Mafia in our turf hanging with us, doing everything the homies doing, activity and everything. And so when the homie come home from the penitentiary, I'm not gonna mention his name, nor the other rider, solid, reputable homie from Bottomsville. But when the homie come home, we all on the 5, and the homies from Mafia is over there with us. The homie from our turf, that's a popular name at that time, he get into it with another popular name, homie, from Crenshaw Mafia, homie. And they fall out in the turf. And I don't know if the homie didn't really want to take it the extra mile with the squabbling, because I wasn't there. I was on the block, but I didn't visually see the chunkum. But I took it that the homie didn't want to give it all he had from Crenshaw Mafia, for the simple fact we was in that transition uproar in each other Damu turf where we possibly would have rushed each other, drew pistols out on each other, or whatever. So I don't think the homie really wanted to go too far to kind of avoid them extra procedures that might have came at that time in our ill mindsets, homie. So the homie leave from after getting into it with the homie from Neighborhood Paru. After that, he go to the Crenshaw Mafias on the other side of the turf in Inglewood and let his homeboys know what happened and transpired inside the Inglewood NHPs, homie. So at that time, Crenshaw Mafia Hood was real big on addressing altercation situations with other Damu turfs, homie. The homies will pull up thick and address it. So with the homie going back telling his homeboys from Mafia what happened with him and our homeboy, maybe 2 days later, the homies pull up. And at this time, we on the 500 block kicking it, twisting top off of 40 ounces, shaking night train up, smoking weed, and hanging out. And by us being in the hood and seeing this transpire, we saying it's gonna be something. And the homie coming home, he not knowing how in a couple years, dudes' numbers have changed, dudes' attitudes have changed within these gangs, and they fall blind on how things can get big real quick, homie. The homies locked up, come home, they forget how things can blow up, or how things is moving with activity from squabbing maybe to pistol play. So the homie come home, get into it with the homie, and now this big old thing popping. So 2 days later, we on a 500 block. And the homies out there talking, drinking, and everything. And we notice some cars coming down the block like zigzagging, homie. And as they get close, we see hands coming out the window. Crenshaw Mafia. So the homies step out on the curb and we drop Neighborhood Paru. Homies 500 block and we out there. So the homies swing up in our driveway, kind of deep, parking in the street, swing up in the driveway, and homies jump out. But leading the pack vocally, you know what I'm saying? Vocally, is Big Hawk Crenshaw Mafia, homie. And when he exits the car, he on a big one, homie. This Crenshaw Mafia, blood. Don't nobody put their hands on Morpheus, homie. Whoop, whoop, whoop this. Whoop, whoop, whoop this, homie. He going on one. Blood, get the homeboy out here. Blood need to get his fag. Blood, don't nobody put their hands on no Morpheus, homie. So I tell him, I'm out there with a few more homeboys, G-Win them, a few more homeboys at that time, you know, niggas in good standards, we all hanging out. I tell the homeboys, Blood, call the homeboy Big Slim and tell Blood if he can pull around here, because the Mafia's out here on us pushing the line about the homeboy and the other homeboy altercation they had in the turf a few days ago. So within 5-7 minutes, the homeboy, the original homeboy, Big Gangster Slim, he pulls up. He jumps out. Blood, what's bracking? Blood, what's all this about? Homies all up in the turf thick. Homie, what's this about? So Big Hawk gone one. Blood on Mafia, Blood, get the homeboy, wooty wop. So the homeboy, the original Big Gangster Slim, tell him, Blood, that homeboy not here, homie. You know what I'm saying? But anything that, you know what I'm saying, need to be addressed, we'll address it, homie, and we'll deal with the homie and tap back in. So Big Hawk going on one like, nah, Blood, he assisting that we get that particular homeboy, homie. So, however, it gets louder amongst Big Hawk and the big homeboy, Big Gangster Slim. You know what I'm saying? They verbally getting louder.
Blood, fuck you, no, nigga, fuck you, nigga, this Morpheus, this an HP.
So the Mafias had a big policy at that time. If a for nigga too tall, too big, too this, too that. They was into getting a person from their side that's the right size to fit the next person's size and everything to make a hella fade even. So within the big homie Big Slim and Big Hawk getting into it, fuck that blood, fuck you blood, this, that, and this, that. Big Hawk tells Big Slim from my turf, blood, we got somebody for you. So the big homeboy, Big Gangster Slim replied, blood, bring who you want. And the homeboy and your homeboy still gonna deal with the issue, homie. You know what I'm saying? So them dudes getting loud with each other and everything. So homies wind up intervening. And the big homie, Big Gangster Slim and Big Hawk, they wind up politicking with more NHPs and mafias and kind of simmering that issue right there down, homie. So the homies from Mafia lead the turf. We stay there politicking like, blood, that shit crazy, blood. It might be some shit off that shit. You know what I'm saying? We're going to pull the homie in and make sure him and the homie either get down, squash this or something, homie, before it go big. So the homie Big Slim, he chop it up with us from right there on the 5, and then he cut out. And so that simmered, homie. So a couple years later, I run across Big Hawk again, homie. And the homies is at another little feud uproar with the homies from Crenshaw Mafia bottom field. So I lands myself in Central County Jail a couple years later, prior to the last incident in my turf. And wind up going to Inglewood Court. You know, the homies up in Los Angeles, me in Central County Jail, Crenshaw Mafias and NHPs. We occasionally running across each other, chunking them through there, homie. You know what I'm saying? You'll get some homies from Mafia, get off on some homies from NHP, and you'll catch some homies from NHP, get off on some homies from Mafia, homie. So like I said, with us being in the county jail and me running across a few homies, niggas, it's like if we ever go to court and we see some homies, nigga, we gonna make it mutual and stay chunking, homie. You know, stay chunking them. So anyway, I lands myself at Inglewood Court, and we get up in the court tank one day, homie, few homies, and we court tank check. And anybody that's want to know what court tank check is if bloods go into their court and we deep, we'll check the tank, see if any Crips want to get down or what's going on. And it happened to us. If bloods go to a court where Crips is deep, the Crips will ask us, do we want to chunk them, get down or whatever, and we'll deal with it and all that. So once we get up in there and we tank check and see what's going on, more people starting to arrive. So while I'm in there, I wind up going in and seeing the OG homeboy, OG Lil Diamond from Neighborhood Pyru. And anybody that know OG Lil Diamond from Neighborhood Pyru, the big homie got like a Randy Macho Man Savage voice, homie. So when I glue in on it, you know, moving through the tank, see a couple more homies, we glue in, we see the OG homeboy Lil Diamond from Neighborhood Pyru. So I'm like, what's up, blood? He started laughing, oh, blood, what's happening, blood? So we greet each other and all that. So more people coming in, we looking around, I'm hitting dudes up. And I wind up hitting Big Hawk up from Crenshaw Mafia, homie. So with this going down and me hitting him up, I whispered to OG Lil Diamond that niggas want to move on Big Hawk Crenshaw Mafia, homie. So OG Diamond in his Randy Macho Man Savage voice tell me like, oh no, blood, that's my nigga, blood. I've been banging with blood for years. Blood is all in the guidelines. Ryder, homie, been pushing the line for the P and the B. Blood, if niggas get at blood, niggas might as well get at me, homie. You know, we not finna have that, dog. So he introduced us to one another. He called me. He say, P, come here. So I fall over there, say, P, this Big Hawk, Crenshaw Mafia, Hawk, half pint, Neighborhood Pyru, homie. Solid young homeboy, you know. And the OG homeboy laced me on Big Hawk. Let me know how loyal, riderish, and down the homeboy was in his contributions to the P and the B. And from that introduction and how the homie reintroduced himself from the last situation of us encountering with one another it was a whole different feel, homie. You know, the homie was down to get down in there if he had to get down with us young niggas. You know, the same way we was down to get down with him. But he accepted the introduction that the big homeboy put down for us, and we greeted each other, and it was love, homie. And ever since from then to now, the legendary, historical, monumental big homeboy, Big Hawk, he always showed me love, homie. Every time he see me with some words of encouragement, brace me and ask me how I'm doing and how I'm feeling. Shout out to you, big homeboy. Crenshaw Mafia, you already know what it is. Much love to the M gang, homie. And with that being said, homie, Big Hawk got love for NHPs. NHPs got love for Big Hawk. And even my big homeboy, Big Slim, and Big Hawk, if they see each other today, they'll laugh and give each other a hug about our old mentalities we had upon one another in our youthful times, homie. I hope I was able to answer the question, put a story good with it, and send it, homie. 89 on up, G stuff, not ye stuff. And we're going to just keep serving history and good content, homie. And that whole story is how I got acquainted with the legendary homeboy, Big Hawk, Crenshaw Mafia, rider homeboy, lovable good homeboy, all that, dog. Much love. We out.